I kicked the dust off my boots as I entered the barracks. Another long day, huh? I said, tossing my bag onto the top bunk. Alex leaned against the wall, grinning. You always say that. One day you'll actually sound tired. I laughed, but it felt hollow. I'm serious. Today was brutal. He clapped me on the shoulder. Relax, man. We survived. That's what counts. I wanted to believe him, but a nagging feeling tugged at my gut. Something was off, though I couldn't pinpoint it. I shook it off. Yeah, we survived, barely. Sergeant Lee's voice cut through the chatter. Fall in now. I followed, my boots clanging against the floor. The squad assembled in silence, eyes forward. Captain Morgan stepped out from the shadows, his presence commanding without a word. He scanned us, eyes sharp. Report, he said, his tone calm but cutting. I swallowed and straightened. Mission completed, sir. No casualties in my team. Morgan nodded slowly, then his gaze landed on Alex. Any anomalies? Alex shook his head quickly. Nothing, sir. Everything went as planned. I noticed a twitch in his eye, just a flicker, but it was enough to set my teeth on edge. Couldn't shake it. After the briefing, we returned to our bunks. I whispered to Alex, Hey, you seem off. Everything okay? He shrugged. I'm fine. You look tense. Tense? No, just tired. I forced a laugh, but inside panic churned. Something was wrong. Hours later, I got the call. Lost contact with Bravo team, came the crackling voice over the radio. What? I shouted. My hands shook. How? They were supposed to secure the perimeter. Alex leaned closer. Maybe equipment malfunctioned? His tone was too calm, too convenient. I frowned. Yeah, maybe. But the timing. My voice trailed. Off. Doubt gnawed at me. I went to check the mission logs. That's when I saw it. The coordinates we were supposed to hit, the ones Alex submitted, didn't match the enemy intel we'd received. Someone had leaked our plan. Someone we trusted. Spun around. Alex? Did you? His face twisted into a smirk. What? I don't follow. I slammed the logbook on the table. The coordinates. They were wrong. The ambush Bravo teammate was compromised. Alex leaned back, shrugging casually. I don't know what you mean. I felt my stomach drop. Don't lie to me. My voice echoed through the room. Trusted you. He laughed softly, almost mocking. You're overreacting. Chill out. I wanted to hit him. I wanted to scream, but I swallowed my rage. Overreacting? Soldiers are dead because of you. Alex's smirk faded slightly, replaced with a hint of defensiveness. I didn't look. It's complicated. 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 I took a step closer, fists clenched. Explain it then. Now, he leaned against the wall, avoiding my gaze. Mistake. That's all a mistake? My voice cracked. 3 men are gone because of your mistake. Silence fell. I could hear my heartbeat pounding in my ears. The room felt smaller, suffocating. Sergeant Lee entered then, catching the tension immediately. What's going on here? I turned to him, pointing at Alex. He lied. He betrayed us. Lee's eyes narrowed. Are you accusing him without proof? I shook my head, trembling. No. Look at the logs. Look at the mission reports. Studied Alex for a long moment, then sighed. We'll get to the bottom of this, but calm down, soldier. Let's handle this right. Wanted to shout to make Alex admit it. But deep down, I knew this wasn't just about proof. It was about trust, shattered beyond repair. Later, Captain Morgan called me into his office. I followed silently, boots echoing against the concrete floor. He gestured for me to sit. He said, voice calm but firm, I've noticed the tension between you two. I hesitated, then sank into the chair. Sir, I think Alex betrayed us. He gave our coordinates to someone else. Bravo team. Morgan's eyes softened slightly, but his gaze stayed intense. Slow down. You think betrayal? Yes? Anger is natural, but you cannot let it control you. Control me. I laughed bitterly. Sir, People are dead. My team could have died because of him. I know, he said. I'm not denying that. Acting recklessly will get you. The same result? Revenge without strategy is useless. I rubbed my face. I don't know if I can wait. I trusted him with everything, my life. It's my secrets. My voice broke, and he used it against us. Morgan leaned forward. You're a good soldier, but you're too emotional. That's dangerous. Channel it. Don't let your anger blind you. Let your mind guide your actions. I nodded, though the rage inside me was still alive, smoldering. I'll try, sir. You will, he said. And when you act, it must. Be precise, not impulsive. Do you understand? Yes, sir. Walking back to the barracks, I felt hollow. Alex laughed somewhere behind me, casual, unaware I knew the truth. My fists clenched. I whispered to myself, I can't ignore this. I have to confront him. But how? And what if I'm too late? The barracks were quiet now, the hum of the lights the only sound. I sat on my bunk, staring at the wall, replaying the mission in my head. Every detail, every step, every word Alex had said, it all pointed to the same thing. Betrayal. I didn't cry. I didn't scream. Just sat there, letting the weight of the truth settle in. And in that silence, a decision formed, sharp and unwavering. I would face Alex. I would uncover the full truth. And when I did, no matter the cost, he would answer for what he'd done. I woke to the echo of the barracks, but sleep wouldn't come easy. My mind replayed Alex's face, that smug little smirk like he'd won something. I clenched my fists under the blanket. How could I have been so blind? Muttered Alex. Passed by, humming, oblivious. Morning, man. You look like death warmed up. I glared. Don't talk to me. He froze mid-step. Whoa, okay. What's your deal? I pulled my knees to my chest. You know exactly what my deal is? He laughed, too casual. Relax. It was one mistake. Happens to the best of us. Mistake, I snapped. Do you know how many men could have died because of you? His grin faltered for a fraction of a second before he shrugged. Stuff happens, soldier. Move on. I shook my head. I can't. Not this time. Later. I trudged to the mess hall. Everyone avoided my gaze, whispering as I passed. I felt exposed, like the walls themselves were against me. Mind if I sit? Came a soft voice. I looked up. Lila, a nurse I'd seen around the base hospital, stood holding a tray. Sure, she sat across from me. You're tense. I can see it, I scoffed. Tense. Yeah, that obvious, huh? Not mocking. You've been carrying something heavy? Want to talk about it? Shook my head. I don't do that. She tilted her head. Most people don't, but talking can help. I laughed bitterly. And you think spilling my guts to a stranger will help? I'm not a stranger, she said calmly. I see people. I see what they hide. You can't hide anger forever. Stared at my tray, poking at the eggs. I don't know if I can trust anyone anymore. Lila nodded, understanding. It's hard to trust after betrayal, but isolating yourself, that doesn't make it better. I wanted to argue, to push her away, but something in her voice made me pause. Maybe you're right. Maybe, she said softly. But you have to start somewhere. The day dragged. Every glance at Alex made my stomach twist. He laughed with others, shared stories, joked around, and I felt a vein of rage coil inside me. He didn't care. Never cared. During inspection, Major Daniels caught me lingering near the armory. Lieutenant, he said, tone even but sharp. You've been distracted lately. Is there an issue? I swallowed hard. Yes, sir. It's complicated. Complicated is fine. But remember, we rely on discipline, not emotion. Don't let personal grievances cloud your judgment. I'm aware, sir, I muttered. He studied me. Trust the system, soldier. Step. Only thing keeping order here. I clenched my fists. But inside, I felt my anger simmering, refusing to be tamed. Back in the barracks, I picked up a letter from home. My hands shook as I unfolded it. My sister's handwriting was cheerful, naive. I miss you, brother. Can't wait to see you. I bit my lip. The innocence in her words made my chest ache. I wanted to scream at the unfairness, at Alex, everything. Instead, I folded the letter slowly, tucking it into my pocket. A reminder of what I'd lost, not just comrades, but trust, security, peace. Alex leaned against the doorframe. Something on your mind, soldier? I didn't answer. Come on, he said, stepping closer. You're brooding again. This isn't good for you, I glared. Stay away from me. He smiled. You're overreacting, teammates. Don't let anger eat you alive. Anger bubbled, but I swallowed it. I'm not overreacting. And I'll decide who gets close to me. He shrugged, unbothered. Suit yourself. But just know, I've got eyes everywhere. You won't catch. Me slipping. My stomach sank. He knew I was suspicious. Worse, he enjoyed it. That smug confidence made my blood boil. Later, I found Leela again at the hospital. She was adjusting bandages on a soldier's arm. Hey, I said softly. Hey, she replied without looking up. Busy day? You could say that? Or leaned against the counter. People make mistakes, sometimes deadly ones. She finally looked at me. Are you talking about someone specific? I don't know if I can say. Try, she urged gently. Alex. That name burned on my tongue. But I stopped myself. Someone I trusted betrayed me. Her eyes softened, and it hurts. It does, I admitted. Every time I see him, every time I hear him laugh, I feel it all over again. She nodded. Pain doesn't disappear, but you can control how it shapes you. I scoffed lightly. Control? I feel like I'm unraveling. You're stronger than you think, she said firmly. Don't let one person steal your life. Don't let anger dictate your choices. I wanted to believe her, but I couldn't yet. My mind kept replaying the mission, Alex's lies, the men who'd been at risk. I clenched my fists. Passive endurance isn't enough. I need to take control. Somehow she studied me. Then, start small. Decide what you can change, what you can control. Not everything, just what's in your hands. I nodded, her words sinking in. The seed was planted. I could strategize. I could wait. I could make him pay not recklessly, but precisely. Walking back to the barracks, I glanced at Alex, laughing with others again. My stomach twisted, but this time there was a flicker of clarity. I would bide my time, would gather my strength. I would act when the moment came. And when I did, he wouldn't see it coming. I pulled my sister's letter from my pocket again. The words burned in my chest. My innocence, my trust, my belief in fairness, they were gone. But I could reclaim something else, control, and I would. I stayed late in the barracks that night, flipping through mission logs and reports. My hands shook, but I kept steady. Every detail mattered. Every number, every name, every timestamp, it all had to be perfect. I whispered to myself, if he slips up, I'll know. Alex appeared at the door. Burning the midnight oil, huh? His grin was too casual, too smooth. I'm working, I said flatly. He leaned against the wall. You're obsessed. You should relax, man. Life's too short to brood like this. I'm not brooding. I'm being careful, unlike some people. My voice was cold, deliberate. Alex's eyes flicked to the logs. Careful about what? What? You've got nothing on me? I didn't answer. I didn't need to. He would slip. He always did. The next day, Leela found me at the hospital. You've been tense again, she said softly, her eyes searching mine. I have work to do, I muttered. Things I can't ignore. You mean Alex? She said gently. You're letting him consume your thoughts. Revenge isn't worth losing yourself. I'm not losing myself, I said. I'm preparing. For him, don't call it that, she said firmly. Call it justice or clarity. Calling it revenge will blind you. I nodded slowly. Justice. Clarity. The words felt heavier than I expected. That afternoon, Alex approached during drills. Hey, noticed you've been looking at me funny. You paranoid or something? I clenched my jaw. Maybe I am. Or maybe I just see what you really are. His smirk faltered. Oh, and what am I? You're reckless, I said. Selfish. You endanger people for your own ego. He laughed, but it didn't reach his eyes. Bold words for a guy who's supposed to be your friend. Friend? I spat. Friend? You betrayed us. You betrayed me. Now, you think a smile will? Fix it. Alex stepped closer, voice low. Careful, soldier. You don't know the half of it. You think I made a mistake. I don't care what you call it. You put lives at risk. You almost destroyed everything. He leaned in, almost whispering. And yet here I am. You haven't. Got proof? You're angry. But anger isn't enough. Felt my chest tighten. No proof. Give me time. I'll get it. And when I do, you'll what? He interrupted, voice sharp. You'll act like you're righteous. It's dangerous. Don't lose yourself in this game. I stared at him, furious. But something in his tone gave me pause. He was scared, I realized. Not of me, of exposure. That fear made him human, vulnerable. I turned away, trying to calm myself. Lila's words echoed in my mind. Justice. Clarity. Don't let anger blind you. The following week, during a high-stakes operation, I watched Alex carefully. Every move he made, every interaction, I cataloged. He was meticulous, arrogant, confident, too confident. That arrogance was a flaw I could exploit. During a brief break, he cornered me. You're still staring, he said, watching me. Like a hawk. You think you'll catch me slipping? I don't think, I said. I know, and soon, everyone will. He chuckled darkly. Everyone? You mean them? Or just you? Both, I said. My voice was steady now, no tremor. You've gone too far this time. You can't charm your way out of this. Alex's eyes narrowed. You really think you're in control? I took a step closer. I'm not acting on emotion. I'm waiting for the right moment. You taught me that patience can be deadly. Now I'm using it. He laughed, a little forced. Clever, but don't get too cocky. I'm wrong. Step and what? I asked. You'll strike. I've anticipated everything. Every lie, every move, every secret. It's all recorded. Alex froze. For the first time, I saw his confidence falter. That brief hesitation confirmed what I'd suspected all along. Later, I met Leela again. You're pushing yourself too hard, she said, handing me a cup of tea. I have to, I said. I can't let him get away with this. Not after what he's done. You can't change him. You can only control yourself. Remember that, she said softly. Justice isn't personal. Don't let your hatred consume you. I nodded. Her words grounded me. I realized I didn't need to destroy him with my hands. Just needed to let the system, the truth, and the evidence do it. My role was to ensure nothing slipped through the cracks. The night before the final confrontation, I went over the mission reports one last time. My hands were steady, my mind clear. I whispered, this isn't about revenge. It's about what's right. Justice. Alex appeared suddenly, leaning in the doorway. You ready for tomorrow? Big day, huh? I looked at him, calm and composed. I am. Are you? He smirked, trying to hide his tension. Of course. Always ready. Good, I said, 'cause I'm watching. Every step, every lie. When the truth comes out, you'll see what happens when arrogance meets reality. He didn't respond. Just a flicker in his eyes betrayed him. I'd seen it. Fear. Just a hint, but enough. I returned to my bunk, heart pounding, not with anger, but with clarity. For the first time since the betrayal, I felt in control. I wasn't going to act recklessly. I wasn't going to lash out blindly. I had patience, evidence, and foresight. Lila's voice echoed in my memory again. Justice, clarity. Don't let anger blind you. I lay down, staring at the ceiling, letting the tension settle. Tomorrow, I would confront Alex fully. Not as a man consumed by rage, but as someone who had seen through the lies. Someone who would ensure justice prevailed not for me, but for everyone who had been at risk, and when it ended, I would know I hadn't lost myself in the process. I walked into the command office, papers in my hands, heart pounding. Captain Morgan glanced up. Everything ready? Yes, sir, I said, keeping my voice steady. Evidence compiled. Logs, communications, All verified. He nodded. Good. Remember, stay professional. No personal attacks. I understand, sir. Outside, Alex paced the hallway, oblivious or maybe pretending not to notice me. His confidence was fading, I could tell. Just a flicker in his eyes betrayed the fear he was hiding. He smirked when he saw me. Planning another midnight meeting? Or just cataloging my mistakes? I met his gaze evenly. Your mistakes are about to be reviewed officially. He laughed nervously. Review? You mean accusations? Yes. I said, all of them. Mission logs, communications, witness statements. Everything points to your actions. You can deny, but you can't escape the truth. His smirk faltered. You think you've got it all? You'll see. This isn't so simple. I've been thorough, I said, and now it's over. It's not for me, but for the men affected, and for everyone who trusted you. He looked away, voice quieter. I didn't mean, I cut in. You endangered lives, Alex. Do you understand that? He clenched his jaw. I thought I was protecting something bigger. You wouldn't understand. Protecting. What? I asked sharply. Your ego? Your secrets? What could be bigger than human lives? He looked down. I made a mistake. A mistake that could have cost people their lives, I said, my hands gripping the papers. You lied? You schemed? You betrayed everyone who trusted you? And now it ends. He looked up, desperation in his eyes. Please, you don't. Have to do this? We could know, I interrupted. We can't pretend anymore. The truth will prevail. You'll face consequences. It's the only way. He laughed bitterly. Consequences. You think this will fix anything? Do you think people will understand? Do you think anyone will care why I did it? They'll care about the lives you risked, I said firmly. They'll care that someone finally stood for justice. The door opened, and Major Daniels entered, expression unreadable. Everything in order? Yes, sir, I said. Ready for official review? He nodded. Good. Remember, this is about accountability, not vengeance. Keep it clean. Ability. Accountability, yes. Vengeance, no. Just the truth. You'll see it unfold for yourself. Lex's shoulders slumped. I could see it now, the confidence I once envied, the charm that manipulated everyone, all crumbling. The hearing began. I presented the evidence step by step, logs, messages, witness testimonies. I let the facts speak. Alex tried to interject, tried to twist details, but the more he spoke, the weaker he seemed. You can't hide behind words, I said, voice steady. The truth doesn't care about excuses. He stared at me, eyes wide. I didn't think, you didn't think, I echoed. You didn't think, and people were almost killed. Do you realize the gravity of that? Silence fell. Even the commanding officers leaned forward, absorbing every detail. Captain Morgan's gaze met mine briefly. A nod. Approval. He trusted me to handle it with composure. Lila appeared quietly in the back. She gave me a small, encouraging nod. Her presence steadied me, reminded me why I fought so hard for clarity rather than blind anger. Alex's face paled as the evidence mounted. His lies, his manipulations, his overconfidence all exposed. He stammered, searching for defense, but there was none. Finally, the verdict was read. Based on the evidence, Alex Thompson will face disciplinary action and reassignment. His actions violated trust, protocol, and safety. Justice will be served. I exhaled, a mix of relief, sorrow, and lingering anger washing over me. It wasn't satisfaction, not fully. It was closure. Alex's head dropped. I could see the regret. Too late. I'm sorry, he muttered. I didn't respond. Words wouldn't change anything. The system, the evidence, the truth, it had done what I could not with emotion alone. Later, I found Lila in the hospital garden. It's over, I said, voice quiet. She smiled softly. Not completely over. You'll carry it with you. You handled it well. I tried, I admitted. It's strange. I feel relief, but also emptiness. People were at risk. I can't forget that. You won't forget, she said. But you survived it. You grew. That's something. I nodded, looking out over the garden. I lost trust. I lost innocence. But found strength. I found clarity. I won't let this define me entirely, but it changed me. Letter arrived. Later, folded neatly with familiar handwriting. My sister, my parents. I tore it open. I'm proud of you, brother. No matter what happens, you always stood for what's right. Come home soon. I held it, letting the words sink in. Tears pricked my eyes, but I didn't cry openly. This letter was more than words. It was a reminder of why I endured, why I fought, and why I survived emotionally as well as physically. Captain Morgan checked on me briefly. You handled yourself well, he said. Justice was served without losing control? That's rare. Thank you, sir, I said, feeling the weight of the past weeks lift slightly. Major Daniels passed by, voice gruff. See? The system works when people do their jobs right. Stick to the facts, soldier. Emotions can guide you, but facts protect you. I nodded silently, reflecting on every lesson learned. Betrayal, anger, fear, moral conflict, all of it shaped me. But now I stood stronger, more aware, more in control. Later that evening, I sat on my bunk, letters in hand, the hum of the barracks around me. I whispered to myself, I survived. I endured, and I acted with clarity, not blind rage. Words echoed again. Justice. Clarity. Don't let anger blind you. I folded the letters, tucking them carefully into my pocket. A reminder of innocence lost, but truth regained. I closed my eyes briefly, breathing deeply. Tomorrow, life would go on. Alex would face his consequences. I would continue mine, but now, I carried something stronger than anger. Experience, wisdom, and the knowledge that even in betrayal, survival is possible. The pain of loss, of trust shattered, would never fully disappear. But I could move forward with purpose, knowing I acted rightly, knowing the truth prevailed. And for the first time, in weeks I felt quiet peace.